Do you ever get so stressed out that you can't even think? You can't even think correctly? Like, you can't do anything. Like, you find yourself in like this frozen state of stress where you know what you got to do. You know exactly what you got to do. You got your to-do list in your head, but you just freeze. You're frozen. You can't do anything. You have inaction, and you overwhelm yourself with what you got to do instead of doing it. And I am in that position right now. I am so beyond stressed that I can't even think a thought in my head. Like, I can't even think correctly. How does one go about this feeling? How do you go about, like, how do you categorize your stress? Because my stress, I mean, I can categorize it as anxiety, it's really just anxiety and stress combined, the combination. It's like, it controls my brain, and I don't know how to not overwhelm myself. So I try to find quiet areas. I try to calm my thoughts by breathing. But it can be so overwhelming that, you feel like you just need to start over. You need to start the day over. Like, you took the L for the day and you need to start over. And that's what it comes to for me. I don't know how to finish my day with a good note. I don't know how, because once it starts bad, it's really hard to like really redeem yourself from that, because it's hard. Like, I stress myself out, I overwhelm myself, and how does one go about that? How does one not overwhelm themselves? How do you calm yourself down? Do you talk to yourself? Do you breathe? Do you meditate? I find that none of that works for me. I need to solve my problems. I need to know how to solve my problems in order for me to like not stress out. And reassuring words don't help. For someone to tell me everything's gonna be okay, like, it's great to hear, but it doesn't solve my problems. So how does one handle stress? How do you handle stress? Honestly, I feel like everyone has their own coping mechanisms. Everybody has something they go to, whether it's a drug or whether it's some sort of self-harm or something that is coping. Like, how do you cope in a natural way? How do you cope in a positive way? Because this stress is not it. I don't know how to cope with this stress. I don't. And it's been increasing over the past weeks. Just with YouTube in general, I don't know how content creators do it, because I put mad pressure on myself when I need to just be graceful. I need to have graciousness in myself. It's really hard to do that when I feel like it's now or never. Or like the song Eminem dropped, like, this is your one shot, don't let it go, don't let it blow past you. Like, this is my one shot, my one opportunity, and I'm seizing it. But guess what? It's stressful to seize an opportunity. It's stressful to actually invest in yourself. It's stressful. It's overwhelming, because you find yourself in this spiral of thoughts and this spiral of, you judge yourself when you're doing like the stressful things in life. Like, I'm so stressed out. How does one deal with stress? How do you deal with stress? Please, I need help with stress. Talking about it to other people helps, but it doesn't help when they don't understand what you're going through. It doesn't help, because now you're just putting yourself out on the line. You're making yourself vulnerable to other people. I don't know how to cope. I don't know how to cope positively with stress. And, trying to meditate, I can try to meditate. It's hard to meditate. It's hard to clear my thoughts. It's hard to not think about anything. I can't not think about anything. I can sit here and tell you that I'm overwhelmed and I can't think a certain thought, but I'm thinking everything at the same time. If that makes any sense, I'm thinking every single thought at the same time. Like, does anyone else relate? Because this is like, it's really bad. It's really bad. And I find myself anxious. I find myself indecisive. I don't know what to do sometimes. I feel lost. You know, having guidance in life would be helpful, but I don't have that. And I've had an acceptance with that. But whenever my anxiety is really like through the roof, you know, some guidance would help. And I don't know how to cope with stress. That's the biggest thing that I really should start learning in my life. But it's hard because every day is a challenge. Every day there's something new to stress about. Every day there's something new to be worried about. It's like, you know, there's something on the news about the Baltimore Bridge and how there was a cargo ship from Singapore and their lights went out on the boat. Like, things like this give me anxiety. Things like this is part of my thought process. Like, the fact that I'm thinking about the Baltimore Bridge in Maryland that got destroyed, it's messing with my anxiety, messing with my stress. How does one cope? How do you cope with all of the life stresses that come in the days? How do you do it? Anything helps. Any sort of information or facts, like I need some real answers here. I need some coping mechanisms that work. I know meditation works for some people. It does not work for me. I have too many thoughts. You know, therapy isn't cheap. So this is my form of therapy. Okay? This is my form of letting it out there. This is my form of vulnerability. This is my form of like coping. This is my coping mechanism. I'm literally finding it right now. While I'm in the midst of stress, while I'm overwhelmed in my stress, I'm talking about it to a camera and I'm going to post it. And I'm going to hopefully get some positive feedback and get some sort of solutions that I can try for myself, because stress is crazy and there's something happening every day in this world that affects me. It affects my thought process and my creativity. So it'd be nice to know what would actually help me. And not drugs, not alcoholism. I don't need none of that. I don't need no drug abuse. I don't need like something to cope with. Like no, I need positivity. I need to affirm myself, reassure myself, and just think positive thoughts, because it's crazy out there in this world. There's always something happening, and you know, we can't control it all. We can't solve all of world's problems. We can't. Like, it's impossible. It is humanly impossible to solve all of the world's problems. But to be aware of all of them is very possible. And it's stress inducing. It's bad for you. It deteriorates your soul to know all of this and to be aware of everything. It's exhausting to be aware. It is. I wish I could just be in a delusion, yo. I really wish I could just pretend like everything's okay and I can go about my life like everything's gonna play out how it's supposed to. It doesn't work like that. Life is hard. Life is real. Life will literally teach you to appreciate life. And if, you don't appreciate life now, you either will appreciate it when it's too late or you'll never appreciate it. So I want to actually appreciate my life. I don't want to sit here and be this negative person and be aware of all these negatives in life. I want to actually feel balance in my life. So any stress and coping mechanisms, any coping, it works. Please just give me something. Give me some sort of advice, because yeah, it's a crazy world. It's crazy. And I just want to do better. I want to do better for myself. I want to be better. I want my thoughts to be better. And I'm working on it. And I'm hoping that someone will help me in the comments or something, because the stress is real. The anxiety is real. Okay? And we all need to be aware of this, and we need to acknowledge it and fix it. We need to bring more positivity to others, be more kind, and, be helpful to other people. So I really hope that you guys can give me some sort of advice, because I'll definitely take it. I'll take anything at this point, because I've tried a lot of things for my stress. It's just becoming more and more now. And hopefully, you know, hopefully the Baltimore Bridge was not a cyber attack. My brain tells me that it's a cyber attack, and you know, everyone's against everyone, and I don't want to think this. I don't want to think negative. So hopefully it's not. And you know, everyone that was involved in the Baltimore Bridge accident are in my prayers, and I really hope that we can do better, guys. Come on, like, the world, we need to be better. That's it today. That's it right now, because I'm really stressed out, and I really hope that we can all help each other with stress, because all we're doing is stressing each other out, and we need to relax. Okay. So thank you for all of your feedback, if you give me any, and thank you for listening and giving me the benefit of the doubt. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.